Welcome back to the channel, everyone. We got a really good one today. Clap it up. Cheers for my man, Christian McCaffrey. Running backs rejoice. Christian McCaffrey once again resets the market for the running backs, and deservedly so. MVP candidate, one of the key drivers for this offense for the San Francisco 49ers. He was one of the pieces that got this offense to the Super Bowl, and we're going to dive into some film today. We're going to talk about Christian McCaffrey and why he's really the perfect running back for this Kyle Shanahan West Coast style system. Now, before we get into the film, I want to talk about the deal. Let's understand, how did he reset the market? What do the numbers look like? And what were the numbers statistically that got him into this category? Now, McCaffrey will receive an additional $8 million over what he was scheduled to make in 2024 and 25, while adding $24 million in guarantees. Now, when he was traded from the Carolina Panthers, prior to getting this deal, he still had 2 more years left on his deal. But what this extension does is it guarantees the money that he had left over that was on the deal, but that money wasn't guaranteed previously. So those 2 years that he had from Carolina, they weren't guaranteed. Now they guaranteed those 2 years, and he gets an additional $8 million. So this is looking sweet. Christian McCaffrey, when you get yourself into the MVP candidacy at that running back position, we know how hard it is. We know how people look at the running back position. But him, Brock Purdy, Deebo Samuel, Ricky Pearsall now, Jawan Jennings, Brandon Ayuk, we still have some things to talk about there. But we want to dive into the film. What makes Christian McCaffrey so special? Now, talking about our first play here, what do we have? What is our formation? What is the personnel? What are we looking for? We got 21 personnel. Kyle Juszczyk in the backfield. George Kittle lined up as our 1 tight end. 21 personnel, 2 backs, 1 tight end. I want to say that because we haven't dived into the film in a minute. Now, we have a wide zone toss to the left. And I want you to watch Christian McCaffrey. When I talk about my running backs, you know what I like the most. Can you get east and west as fast as you can get north to south? If you watch this channel, you've probably heard me say that a million times, but that's what I'm looking for on my back. Can you get skinny in the phone booth? Can you make those cuts without losing your speed? Let's look at what he does right here on this play. Now, when I say Christian McCaffrey is really the perfect running back for a Kyle Shanahan system, he's patient, he has vision, and he understands when to cut it back and when to keep it wide. Now, right here on this play, he's patient. He's understanding what it is. Understanding that if you take this wide, you don't have great leverage, but you keep your vision. You keep looking, searching for more yards. Now we look back. We see the cutback alley, but we see a linebacker right there. What do we got to do right here? Now, when we get in this phone booth, it's really simple. Either I'm going to shake you out your boots, you're going to come to this party, you're going to dance, or you're just going to miss the tackle because I'm going to run straight through you. Christian McCaffrey right here, he chooses to go to the dance. He chooses to get skinny, make this linebacker miss. And this is what I talk about, understanding how to stop and start on a dime. He stops right here. He sees the linebacker. You don't have any leverage if you continue to go that way. Now, what do? Stop. We keep going straight forward. Can you get east to west? Can you stop and start on a dime as quick as you can get north to south? Let's go to the next play. Now, this was one of my favorite plays. And just looking at Christian McCaffrey, seeing not only the vision, he has the breakaway speed, he has all of the tools in the toolbox, but I like how he gets fancy with it sometimes. And right here, he gets fancy with it. We're going to see what he does when he gets skinny again in this phone booth. Now, Philadelphia Eagles, let's assess our personnel. What do we have right here? We got tight splits. You see Brandon Ayuk and Jawan Jennings, they're both aligned tight. We got 1 tight end right here in George Kittle. So now this is 11 personnel with tight splits. When they do this, they also like to use those wide receivers. Why do you think when people say Brandon Ayuk, he can block? Jawan Jennings, he can block, because they use these guys in situations like this. So right here, we have a simple zone play. And what we're going to see from this defensive lineman, Fletcher Cox, number 91, he gets early penetration. You see Josh Sweat. He loops across. Now he's getting penetration in the backfield as well. Christian McCaffrey understanding, I got to get skinny right here. Let's get skinny in this phone booth. Now I'm coming up the football field. I see my linebacker right here, and I see my safety coming up. What do I have to do right here? I got to attack the leverage. Now, when I see him overrunning, getting on that inside hip, now I'm going to juke this back across, Reed Blankenship. Now you're one-on-one with me. And what do I like to do? Come on and tango. Let's go to the dance again. I'm making Reed Blankenship miss. Now he gets tackled right here, but these are the types of things that I look for in my running back. This is why he got this big time contract. This is why he's special. Now we got one more running play before we dive into the passing game. I'm feeling hyped right now. Drop a like on this video. Subscribe to the video. We're going to come back with this. I also got to drop a video on Fred Warner before the season so you understand what I'm looking for with my linebackers. But right here, though, we talk about something getting fancy. This is getting fancy. And this is week 1 versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. I went out and I handpicked this play because I needed to have this play. I saw this on film and I said, whoa. And when I always talk about my film breakdowns, what do I tell you? If you don't subscribe for any other play, any other thing on this channel, if this play doesn't make you subscribe, chances are you won't ever. You see what I'm feeling right now. Now, let's assess our formation. Let's look at what we got. Once again, we got those very, very tight splits. For the San Francisco 49ers, this could signal two things. It could be a heavy run play, or it could be a play action. Right here, of course, we know it's going to be a run play, and it's a zone to the left. But what I want you to pay attention to is say, okay, we still got our one tight end. We're in 11 personnel. All we have is a tight split. We bring Brandon Ayuk back down so he could be our seal guy. Now, Christian McCaffrey, how are you reading this play? Understanding we're going zone left, but when you see the gap open, you got to cut it back. And what does he do right here? Cut it back, understand this linebacker's leverage. So we're not going to continue to go this way. We're going to read out this linebacker, be patient at the line of scrimmage. Now we get into the open field. We got a safety coming down. We're spinning off of him. We're starting to dance a little bit, but it's not Madden. Now we're getting down the football field. Christian McCaffrey. And I already told you had the breakaway speed. So don't be surprised when you see this right here, but you also see the vision, you see the patience, you see the contact balance, understanding how to make not only what you're schemed up to get, but how to make more out of that. We can make a 5 to 10 yard schemed up run. We can make it 20. We can make it 30, and we can make it 40. These are the types of things that I'm looking for in the football field. And like I said, it's rare that we talk about a guy who's this good, because we're going to talk about these rookie quarterbacks. We're going to talk about these rookie players in these new and upcoming teams once the season starts. But right now, it's the off season. There's not much to talk about. Let me remind you just who Christian McCaffrey is. Big time players right here. Now, let's get into the passing game and some of the things that I think also make him special. Right here. This is something I'm going to talk about in another video, but you see it right here as well, where we get Christian McCaffrey lined up on a linebacker. And I talk about really a running back as a pass catcher. His hands are pure. His routes are pure. You'll hear people say Christian McCaffrey is probably one of the only 2 to 3 running backs in the league who can truly make a living as a slot receiver. That's just how good he is as a pass catcher. And he also has some things in pass pro, although really they like the scat protection to get him out of the backfield. Now, getting back to this, though, we're looking at this Eagles secondary. We see our man indicators. They're not hiding it. They got our one high safety. These guys are manned up. But what I want you to pay attention to is this linebacker. What is he doing out here? You don't leave linebackers one-on-one with Christian McCaffrey. We got a simple route. We're going to cut it up the field because we see this safety now rotating to the middle of the field. And all I have to do if I'm Christian McCaffrey is I beat this linebacker one-on-one. I get up the football field. And it's sometimes what you'll see with option routes, and he's so good at doing this now. He'll get an option route, but if he sees zone, he knows that this angle route that I'm running, I got to sit it down. If it's man coverage and I'm running the angle or I'm running the drag out of the slot, I got to keep going. So these are the things that I love. I love this with Christian McCaffrey. Such a smart football player, and I love a guy that can see it and do it at the same time. The game is 1,000 miles per hour. Now, let's get into this last play that we have. Guys, I'm just happy for this running back market today because this is a special football player and he's getting his money and he deserves it. Now, this is the last play. Like I said, if he's in that slot receiver position, if they line him out wide and he understands. Now, what we're going to see right here is we have a motion from Deebo Samuel. We got Kyle Juszczyk lined up as our running back. But when we have this motion, what do we see? We see our corner following. That's really a man indicator, especially when you have tight splits like this. So Christian McCaffrey, he says, okay, my corner is already really guarding me with outside leverage. So I'm going to make my quick cut. I'm going inside and I'm going to keep going. I have a drag route. I keep going because it's man coverage, of course. I catch the football, try to turn it upfield. Don't really turn it up and break it away right here, but still a first down. Understanding those things as a receiver paired with what I talked about he can do out of the backfield as a pure runner of the football, this makes a special running back. And this is why he got the money like that. And that's going to wrap it up for today's video. CMC got his bag. Like I said, it's not often that we get to talk about these all-pro caliber players, but we're talking about one today. We step back into the film room. We're going to come back into the film room with some more players I got for this offseason, some teams I got for this offseason. I'm dropping another video today. I don't know if this will come out first or if it'll come out second, but if you subscribe, you'll catch both. So that's one thing that you could do. But drop it down below in the comments. Hashtag CMC's payday. Hashtag CMC got the bag. Hashtag best running back in the NFL. Hashtag Kyle Shanahan is happy. Also, hashtag what's going to happen with Brandon Ayuk. We got to know, we got to know, we got to know. Thank you for watching as always. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We'll be back in the film room. But for now,